What's cracking, Broke to Breakthrough fam? Michael T. Ragland here. And of course, we're going to talk about this GameStop thing. I know that if I really wanted to get the views, I should have put this out days ago when he did this live stream or when he first reappeared on the scene. But this is something that I've really been thinking about because there's a saying that I grew up hearing is that history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. Like I was around back in 2020, 2021 when GameStop and crypto was going crazy. And this very channel that you're watching was started off the back of that crypto game. I would go and break down all the different crypto coins because I knew that would bring people in and really show people how to find the best crypto. And then I went back and I stopped doing it for a while because I'm just like, it's really not in alignment with who I want to be or what I'm trying to do with my life. And there's another saying that I think about, and let's play Would You Rather. Would you rather be rich for a little while or wealthy forever? And I think where a lot of us mess up is that we're just looking to escape something, right? We're trying to get rich. We don't like our job. We don't like our life. We're just trying to quickly hit a lick and come up and make that money. And then we end up losing money because we're taking on that risk because we're really trying to run fast and escape from something. Like before I get on my soapbox, that's one thing that I want to put out there. And that's why I feel a lot of us get caught up in this stuff. Like I don't have anything against Roaring Kitty. I feel like he is an absolute genius, right? I think the original ideology behind it was, going against the short sellers, the Melvin Capitals of the world, the people who were really beating down the retail investor because the system doesn't want us to win, right? And I have a military background. And one thing that I think about and what I've always heard when you're studying interrogation and things like that as well is that the number one motivator for people is actually not financial, right? It's not even appealing to their greater sense or logic. It's ideology. I know a lot of you probably may be too young, but there was a guy back in the day that got people to literally drink the Kool-Aid and commit a mass. I'm not gonna say the word because YouTube will probably block it, but it was a mass event that happened, and those people are no longer with us because they drank the Kool-Aid because they believed in this guy's cult or ideology behind them. So the easiest way to get people to get on board and to really push up your fame and brand and to rally people is to appeal to their ideology, to their identities. Because naturally, as humans, we are very tribal beings. Like it's in our DNA. Like we have to band together to fight the wildebeest back in the Stone Ages. And I don't care what anybody says, like, oh, I'm not a follower. Everybody's tribal. So what I feel like Roaring Kitty really tapped into back in 2020, 2021, and now when he came back is that tribalism, that us against them side of things. So I feel like he's brilliant for that side of things. And hey, looks like he's noble. He believes in GameStop or whatever. So I understand that, but I just want to go back and talk to everybody else who's really trying to chase it and being like, oh, I'm going to get some short-term options and it's going to go to the moon and I'll be able to quit my job and I'll be rich, not wealthy, but I'll be rich if I can just catch this move on GameStop that's crazy volatile. One thing, if you look at my past video that I did, I talk about options, and I love longer term or leap options, not those weekly options that you have to play to catch something like GameStop. Because without getting super technical on it, what you don't understand is that, yes, those leap options cost more because you're paying for time or you're paying because it's already in the money. So it's a better chance that you're actually going to be profitable. Those short-term things are very enticing for people who have small accounts because, well, it's gambling. So they're like, oh yeah, put a little bit of money down. You can gamble, 80% chance you'll miss, 20% chance you hit, probably 90 and 10, but you get what I'm saying. So let's imagine that you actually are successful and you do hit on like a GameStop or like some crazy crypto altcoin run and you make that money. And then what you actually end up doing is rewarding bad habits. So you're going to try that again, and eventually you're going to run out of money. Like I'm probably preaching to the choir because the smart ones that are still here from when I first started this channel had probably went through it. And I hope you've came through the other side and you tried to build something that's more sustainable that you can do over time, like doing something of value. Like for me, I don't really care about what Roaring Kitty is doing. I don't care about what Reddit is doing. I look at companies from the fundamental side, from the actual economic side, and from the technical side for injuries. And when I go in and look at something like GameStop, like I don't like anything that I see besides like the short-term stuff that people are excited about. When I look at it, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go straight to their assets first, right? And I'm like, well, is there any real estate that I see in here that they can actually leverage to like host like some e-tournaments or get more into like gaming or streaming or whatever? I don't see anything with their net property and plant equipment, and it's nothing there for this quarter, and it's 13 million there for before. So it's like maybe they own real estate or equipment or whatever, counters, I don't know, whatever's in GameStop's, but it doesn't really look like they have real estate to leverage to actually pivot to use. So they had to spend more money when they're actually losing it. If you look up here, to acquire some real estate and actually pivot into maybe some using that real estate to make more income. Anyway, I'm not trying to tell GameStop how to rebuild their business, but then I look at stuff like revenue and I'm like, okay, well, how do they make their money? Anytime I'm looking to invest in a company, I'm trying to figure out how they make their money and is that sustainable for the current economy that we live in right now. But like at GameStop, I'm like, okay, hardware and accessories, cool. Software, collectibles, new video games and software, fantastic, right? And then I look at digital. There's nothing here for digital. And we all know that the way the world is going is that it's going to be digital. Like you have to have some kind of digital footprint, whether that's streaming or whatever, but you need to find some way to monetize that digital side of things. And this looks like a dinosaur of a company. Like actually their balance sheet wasn't as horrible as I thought it was going to be, but it's still not a company that I would want to invest in long term. If you're looking for those short term gains, like don't follow the crowd, actually learn how to look at simple chart patterns like double bottoms or double tops and oversold and overbought to try to find those companies that are maybe about to break out and you can buy some options on them for a better price and get in on that. Or better yet, what I love to do when it comes to options is looking at companies that, hey, super strong balance sheet, cash flow, great return on equity, really well managed companies. And I'm like, great, they're down right now because maybe they're just out of favor when it comes to the sector rotation due to interest rates and the economic climate. But I know that they're going to come back up again. So I'll just buy a leap option for a few years away and I'll just forget about it. And I've made hundreds of percents on some of those plays just by sitting back and trying to get wealthy slowly and not rich fast. That's the mindset that you have to cultivate. So I really don't have an opinion about Roaring Kitty and GameStop, but I really want to encourage you, if you're watching this and you're somebody that's constantly chasing GameStop and crypto altcoins and all this stuff as well, sit back and think about this. Like, how valuable is that thing that you're trying to own? Because remember, when you're buying these stocks and shares, you should have a company that you want to own. Like for me, yeah, I'll do long-term leaps or buy shares outright on stuff that I really want to own and believe in and just set and forget it. But I'll also buy some stuff I want to own for short term, just based on some upcoming economic events or based on the charts and some of these technical analysis that I do. So that's my opinion on GameStop. I know I'm not going into the weeds on it, but it really took me a while to really sit around and think about it. But I just want to reiterate, would you rather become rich for a short amount of time or become wealthy forever? You're never going to become wealthy just chasing trends and meme stocks. And if you really dug this video, check out the one right here on the screen because it is dope as well. Until next time, it's your boy Michael T. Ragland. I am out. Peace.